Good afternoon, and welcome to this week's Mental Health Moment with Dr. Matt. As always, I hope this message finds you well. So earlier today, I had the privilege of collaborating with one of my colleagues in the nursing department regarding a trauma presentation that we're putting together focused on interdisciplinary care. And this is going to include both nursing department as well as counseling. And as we were going through and defining trauma, it was interesting in that we both were discussing so many different attempted definitions of what trauma is, which led me to recognize that many people fail to really get the point here. So oftentimes when we think about trauma, we're considering whatever the stressor was that led to an individual having a response. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that trauma is really defined based off one's reaction to a particular stressor. Because we all perceive and respond to the world differently and have different susceptibility to stress, what may be stressful to one person may not be to another. Some individuals are more resilient, some individuals are privy to different coping skills, some individuals may not have been through as many traumatic stressors throughout their lives as other ones. And there's so many different things that lead to this. So we have to consider when we're speaking to other people, especially if we are trying to be helpful, that it's not the stressor itself, it's one's response to it. And we want to be very diligent and attentive to what other people are sharing with us. So one of the things to really think about, and this is true in life in general with your interpersonal skills and otherwise, always remember that in order to help somebody else, in order to come to a point of trying to understand somebody else, we need to listen to hear rather than listen to respond. Again, we need to listen to hear rather than listen to respond, because so often in life we're thinking about what we're going to say next, what we're going to do next. This doesn't seem like a trauma thing to me at all whatsoever. I'm going to minimize this person's experience. No, listen to the other person, and we're listening to hear. In that respect, we could be much more supportive to another person. We have to remember that the way that we respond to the world is truly based off our subjective reality, the genetic predispositions, the different things we've been exposed to throughout life, the stuff we've learned, the examples we've seen, the environments we live in, and so on. So again, no two people think and respond to the world in the exact same way, and this is going to be true when it comes to trauma as well. So for those of you who know somebody who's experienced trauma, and maybe you've minimized it before, weren't hearing what they said, I strongly encourage you to check back in with them again and pay that attentive ear. And another thing too to recognize, because trauma is subjective, you may have personally experienced it without recognizing it, but allowed some of your defense mechanisms to get in the way. So the same thing applies to you personally as well. Listen to hear, not to respond, and that'll also lead to that self-awareness. Thank you and have a great day.